Good evening. It's the weekend of 7th April. Welcome to a special podcast on the topic wars and stock markets. This is likely to become a hot topic over the next 1 week. So I thought we'll discuss it in detail as to how much effect wars have on stock markets. If you see from 1991, when the first Gulf War happened, to the Kargil War, and then the Second Gulf War, and then the recent two conflicts, which was the Ukraine and the Russian conflict, as well as the Israel Palestine conflict. Contrary to popular belief, wars have been beneficial to the stock market in the medium term. Of course, in the short term, the shock which hits the stock market makes the prices come down significantly, but sooner or later they pick up and then they tend to go up. One of the major reasons being that the central bankers put in a lot of money to save the markets from going down any further. Incidentally, this same thing happened in 9/11 when the Twin Towers were destroyed. The markets fell for a few days, but then started a longish 6 months upward movement. So, therefore, the stock markets are really immune to uh, conflagrations across the globe, across history. Even in the World War II, the stock market bottomed out and started a bull rally around 1941 when America entered the war. So that is as far as the history goes. So let's try to understand as to what happens in the immediate future when there is this news of a conflict coming up. So let me just share with you what has happened in the past. Yeah. So this is a case. This is what happened in February of 2022, when we knew that there will be some problem between Ukraine and Russia, and but when it came, it was quite a shocker to the market. The market fell 800 points. Nifty fell 800 points the next day. That's February 24th. And then it tried to bounce back and then finally bottomed out about 10 days later and then started a upward journey. So that was as far as the Ukraine Russia conflict, which was actually telegraphed well in advance. So now we'll go to another one, which is the latest. It was the Israel Palestine problem. So it happened over a weekend in October. And the next day, market fell about 150 points and then tried to go up and then bottomed out by the end of the month. Very similar there, February, it fell down for a couple of days, went up, bottomed out a month later, and then started a new bull phase, which is what happened in this case also. So, latest two issue times we have seen immediate shock, and then it starts moving up after about 15-20 days. So, where are we now? We are now in a situation where there is a possibility of Iran entering the conflict sometime in the next few days to weeks. This is what Iran has said, that they will hit back, especially after what happened to their soldiers in Syria, which was bombed by Israel. So, if Iran really gets into the conflict, what are the ramifications? Whenever in the past we have always seen that the one of the party may be nuclear armed, but the other was not. For instance, in case of the first Gulf War or the second Gulf War, in the Kargil War, of course, both the parties were nuclear armed, but Pakistan then said it is not Pakistani soldiers who are fighting, but it is the militants who are fighting. So obviously they could not use nuclear powered missiles or any nuclear stuff against us if should we have used against those so-called militants. Then we talk of Russia, Ukraine. Ukraine does not have nuclear weapons, whereas Russia has got. Israel, Palestine. Palestine does not have. But in case of Iran, Iran is having access to nuclear weapons, though they have officially not declared themselves as a nuclear state. Similar case with Israel. Since 1960s, Israel is supposed to have built nuclear weapons. but they have not officially confirmed. So the whole world knows that officially they are not having nuclear weapons, but unofficially they are having access to nuclear weapons. So this conflict at this point of time is a completely different conflict vis-a-vis what has happened in the past. So right now, how can we trade the markets? Because we know that the markets tend to go up immediately when after about a couple of days, and then they just start off on a bull rally after the first few days of shock. Now, what is different now vis-a-vis in the past? As I mentioned, they are both nuclear states. Also, there is overall economic problems across the world, which was not there in any of the previous conflicts, major conflicts with the Gulf War or Kargil or even the Russia-Ukraine time. It was not so bad. Now things are not that good globally. Now, adding to this is you see the oil prices have gone up and the commodity prices have gone up. Apart from gold and silver, which are hitting new highs every day, the other commodities are also on an upswing. The dollar is strong. The yields, the bond market is down in the dumps. So therefore, this combination was not there in the past. So we have to really look at it much more carefully. Now, apart from all this, there is another input which comes from financial astrology. Though I do not really know how good they are, but you see what has happened is this seems to be coinciding with the solar eclipse and the after effects of it. So there are a lot of financial astrologers. Financial astrology is a big business. Most large traders use financial astrology, whether we like it or not. And the financial astrologers are unanimous that not so good days are ahead of us. So that is another thing which we may have to look forward this time vis-a-vis any time in the past, because no financial astrologers mentioned of any catastrophic events in the last few conflicts, but this time they are doing it. So that is something which we should keep in the back of our mind. Though personally, I don't have much experience as far as how effective financial astrology is all about. So now at our level, what do we do? So Nifty, if you look at Nifty, then we should look at what has happened in the last few days. If I look at, if I share the screen, yeah. So if you see the screen, so Nifty has made a recently a new high as 22,625, fell down, and now it has closed firmly on Friday. Of course, what happens on Friday, because the chatter on the war was not known as far as Iran was concerned. So therefore, one never knows what will happen, but one can draw this as the Lakshman Rekha, the all-time high. If it starts trading for a day or two, then all clear signal can be drawn, and then the bull run will continue. But should it break the Thursday's low and start trading for a couple of days below that, then I think we should be alarmed. So that is as far as the Nifty is concerned. Similar case with the Bank Nifty. Incidentally, Bank Nifty has not made all-time high also. But let's take Nifty as a reference point. Even though elections are around the corner and the market is clear that there will be one party, the NDA will win at least 340-50 seats, maybe 370. Some people are talking of 400. Whatever it is, they are expecting a clean sweep. So the market is very hopeful going into elections, but geopolitics is very important and it can affect the smooth movement of the market upwards. So while we should all hope that things don't go out of hand, but hope cannot be a strategy while you're trading. So therefore, we should be very watchful and see that these events should not go to a point of no return. So next week, anyway, we'll be discussing this tomorrow morning and the following days as to what is happening. But nevertheless, we are not in so great times. But let us hope that things will settle down. With this, I end my commentary here. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. It will help me and will encourage me to do better every time. And see you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.